Hello everyone. In today's class, we're going to talk about Geoffrey Chaucer, who is considered as the father of English literature and his timeless tales. So, not only we'll be talking about his life, but along with that, we'll be discussing some of the things related to his works. So, let's move on forward. First of all, Geoffrey Chaucer. Geoffrey Chaucer was born on 1343 and he died on 1400. He is often referred as the father of English literature because of his numerous services that he provided. He is best known for writing the Canterbury Tales, which is like the epitome of everything when it comes to literature. So Chaucer's works were groundbreaking in their use of English vernacular, often rather than Latin or French. So writers at that time they used to write in Latin and French too, but when it comes to Chaucer's focus was more on English language rather than other languages. So he contributed the most. His writings reflect a wide range of medieval society and are noted for their humor, vivid characterizations, and insights into human nature. So that is the quality of a good writer. If he has the quality to add humor, depict society, and he depicts characterizations properly and gives you the insight of human nature, human behavior. So that are the characteristics of a good writer, and all of them are were in the personality and the writings of Chaucer. Okay, so Chaucer also held various positions in English society, including being a courtier, a diplomat, and a civil servant. So not only he was a writer, he was having a lot of different things, from diplomat to civil servants, service, etc., etc. Now let's talk about his early life and the background. Okay, so starting from the very first phase of his life, that is from 1343 to 1367. So he was born around 1343 in London into a wealthy family of vintners. His education likely well educated with exposure to classical Latin and European literature. So his early education was really great just because of his entry into a wealthy family. His career started as a page for Elizabeth de Bro, Countess of Ulster, in 1357, and he got married to Philippa the Road in 1366, further solidifying court connections. So this was all about his early life. Now Chaucer's service and Ravel from 1367 to 1378. So in 1367 he received an annuity as a valet in King Edward III's service. Then right after that travel diplomatic mission to Italy 1370 to 1373, where he encouraged works by Dante, Petrarch, and Boccaccio. His influence, his travels greatly impact his writings, introducing him to Italian literary traditions. So when an individual is doing a lot of different things, he learns a lot of different things, right? And all of these travelings, these meetups with foreign diplomats, etc. and etc., and exposure to those paintings definitely change your personality, shape your mindset, and all of these things can be found in the character and in the writing of Geoffrey Chaucer. His early literary works, the Book of Duchess, he wrote it in 1368 to 1372. It's an elegy for Blanche of Lancaster. And then House of Fame from 1379 to 1380, a dream vision poem reflecting on fame and literature. The last one is The Parliament of Fowls. It is written in 1380 to 1382, a poem about love and politics, likely linked Richard II's marriage. So these are his early literary works from 1370 to 1386. Now then comes the epitome of literature, that is the Canterbury Tales from 1387 to 1400, a collection of 24 stories that runs to over 17,000 lines. So the total number of stories are 24. A storytelling contest traveling from Southwark, a district of London, to the shrine of Thomas Becket in Canterbury Cathedral. So that is a journey in which there is a kind of storytelling competition, right? Most of the pilgrims were are introduced by vivid brief sketches in the general prologue, interspersed between the 24 tales are short dramatic scenes called links. So these are short dramatic scenes, and those short dramatic scenes are called as links. The Parson's Tale, the final of the 24 stories, a lengthy prose sermon on the seven deadly sins. So the last one is that of Parsons, in which the focus is on a sermon on seven deadly sins. Then key tales of the Canterbury Tales: the Knight's Tale, the Miller's Tale, the Wife of Bath's Tale, and the Pardoner's Tale. These are the key to note down. Now, later life and works, that is from 1386 to 1400, right? Now, in 1386, lost his public offices but focused on writing. Then he wrote Troilus and Cressida in 1385, a tragic love story set during the Trojan War. Then The Legend of Good Women in 1386, stories of virtuous women from history and myth. In 1389, appointed clerk of the king's works, overseeing royal building projects. Then his death and legacy happened in 1400. On October 25, 1400, died and was buried in Westminster Abbey. And legacy: first poet to be buried in what became known as Poets' Corner. Contribution helped establish Middle English as a legitimate literary language, influencing later writers like Shakespeare. Now, this was all about Geoffrey Chaucer, his early life, his works, then his famous work, and right after that, his later life and works. Now, let's move on to his timeline of key events. So, in 1343, born in London, 1357, entered royal service as a page. 1368, appointed valet in King's Three service. 1370 to 1373, diplomatic mission to Italy. Then in 87, began writing the Canterbury Tales. In 86, lost public offices, refocused more on writing. In 89, appointed clerk of the King's Works. 1400, died and buried in Westminster Abbey. Now, we done with all the key elements, all the things that we need to know about Geoffrey Chaucer in this. Now we're going to talk about famous one-liners about Geoffrey Chaucer. That what do other writers say about Geoffrey Chaucer? So John Dryden is of the view that he is God's plenty, referring to the rich variety of characters in Canterbury Tales. William Wordsworth, the morning star of English poetry. So he's referring to Geoffrey Chaucer as a morning star. Then T.S. Eliot: Chaucer is not a poet to whom we must all turn for a contrast to later achievements in English poetry. He is unmatchable. Then George Layman Catteridge: Chaucer is the first great humorist in English literature. Then we have another G.K. Chesterton. He made a book so full of life that reading it we meet not only the author but the whole world. So I hope you guys would have got the idea of Geoffrey Chaucer, that about his life, about his career, about his writing. So I have discussed each and everything that was required to know about this famous and prominent writer. So if you guys still have anything to ask, anything to contribute, do write your questions and your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. Allah Hafiz.